Hello on YouTube, hello on Twitch, and welcome to another episode of the Hearthstone Let's Play series. Probably the last one for the night. Need to get to bed nice and early. Now I might really drag my long COVID, but I need to be consistently up early most days that be able to get out early enough on the day I am heading back from filming cabin to my apartment where there's my murderous roommate who wants to kill me probably just because he doesn't like that he got in trouble with the law for threatening to beat me up first and then, you know, kill me. Psychopath. Just can't face. Well, he didn't like that he got in trouble with the landlord for threatening to beat me up, and then the law for threatening to kill me, and then I'll get him with the law. His threats got even worse. But I gonna move into a different apartment in the same building. When I already had an opening just came available, so even though he won't evict the guy, which he really should do, at least he's letting me do that, but I'll probably jack up my rent at the other room because it's technically larger, even though it doesn't have a closet. If anything, it's worth less rent, but I put it past this greedy jerk to not only not evict the guy who's threatening to kill me, but then to jack up my rent when he lets me move into a worse apartment. Landlords be greedy like that, and the whole institution landlord shouldn't even exist. They siphon wealth off of people just by owning property, but they don't actually siphon often that much. The real problem, the banks, because the landlords pay an arm and a leg to buy the properties. The banks profit the more money has to be borrowed to buy it, which, unless the landlord is very, very wealthy, to buy a property in addition to where they live, where they might have traded up from a starter home over time, built wealth. Now, if they have a property that's a rental property, and it's not where they're actually living, if they're not a living landlord, which, like my landlord, isn't, chances are that they are borrowing a mortgage, and the banks are getting real wealthy from it, because, you know, the more money people have to borrow relative to wages, the longer it's taking to pay back. Very often they refinance the mortgages, etc. So they just keep collecting interest for a very long time. And, you know, the banks get a larger and larger and larger amount of money they're lending out, and so their, you know, profits go up as they have more and more money they're making interest. And who ultimately benefits from this? You know, the shareholders and the banks. You know, that the profits get passed through to. Who are they? They're people who, like, live in the Hamptons. You never see them because they live in a few super wealthy enclaves like Beverly Hills and the Hamptons and stuff, and they don't work, many of them, or they don't have to work, and they just get rich just by generational wealth. These are like the Kennedys and those sort of people. And of course, we have a Kennedy in charge of Health and Human Services right now, and he's a nut job. He didn't get that position because he was most qualified candidate. He got that position partly because of family, partly because of wealth. And, you know, the family became so predominant because of wealth in the first place. Heck, they were wealthy back in the Great Depression, way before it. In fact, they were so wealthy they didn't even know the Great Depression was happening early when it happened. Just insane. At the end of your turn, give your other minions +1 attack. This isn't terrible. Occasionally it can be very good. It's 1 drop. I think I might throw a monstrous mosquito in. I'm not expecting much of it, but it is a beast. Around in a second, whatever. Get ready for it. Possibly reanimate the terror. I haven't managed to do this even once. I'm not sure it works with this deck. Yeah. Matches usually side by time. Right, monstrous mosquito, dreambound raptor, morbid swarms. These have flexibility, so it's less of a problem to duplicate them. Rate of atrocity. Cards have more flexibility, so less of a problem to duplicate. Something like this. Very, very good. Boom. Alright, give this, hopefully, improved Unholy Death Knight deck chance. No. I was looking at Hearthstone deck tracker win. It's right about 50% win-loss rate, so as much as I get these annoying hacker types sometimes, it would actually imply more skill, because the way to win is by cheating, or I'm not sure that's really true. Could just be my cursed luck. Yep, skill sidekick white. Right about replacing that. Nubian Swarm Guard. Oh, if there's something you can actually give the extra attack to. That again.
You have the king's audience. Impossible. I must choose.
Testing out the different.
Mine is the cold hand of the dead.
Alright, well I wanted to try out the new emotes, but squelch me. Sanguine Deaths. Deal 1 damage to minion. Give it 2 attack.
My rule is eternal.
Great for removing 1 health minions. I think I added my warrior deck for that reason, and then of course I never got the chance to use it like such. It's a warrior, maybe I don't do the gold coin base damage.
What horror will hatch?
Ugh. Tried to attack with this even though I can't attack. Yeah, that's straight bot behavior. Bot can read, deal 1 damage and think I'm reporting that. This guy's possibly botting. I do not think.
Eternal.
Although squelching may give the illusion. I'm sure bots these days come with all sorts of behaviors to imitate humans.
I have but little time.
Now he's gonna do trying to wait me out nonsense. I'll do that. They're going for higher on Mars.
Mine is the cold hand of death.
Yeah, and so else? Really? Maybe it was this Toad did to me. It's the game automatically. Alright. I don't really need the corpses right now. It's an undead with 2/4 stats, which is terrible.
I must choose.
But now I get the one thing to choose their corpses. And they'll almost certainly kill this. Really? Now he's just disconnected. Okay, well.
The fallen will serve.
Reach for the skies! Reach for the skies!
Seems to gain suggestions from stuff I've got. Undead. Beast. 3/3. Divine Shell poisons adjacent minions.
Sniveling maggot!
Plenty of chances to reconnect. Oh, now he's suddenly. Bots, I'll do this. Pretend to disconnect, and if you don't, then suddenly become active again. No human would have the patience for that.
Feed my children!
Death calls.
Exist.
Arms up! Arms up!
Join me on eternal prison time. Blasphemy!
Why didn't this get a ram? Oh, it's got rush. Did get a ram effect just to use this one.
You were destined to fail.
This thing had Remnant Rage had stats that are below the curve at least. see what these. Ooh.
I have but little time.
This could help finish him. He definitely dried that up. What the heck? Also, that's useless double Valkyrie. I didn't have time to read it. But I definitely should have done at least one of those damage.
Behave, you rotten trick!
Find me in the dream.
Jerk.
We are friends now. Hello, friend.
Let's go for that.
My rule is eternal. I have but little time.
Blasphemy!
A lot of taunts here.
Your world is to be kindling. Death calls. Death calls. I have but little time.
I've got to find the way out. Yeah! Yeah!
Should be a eat health right now, but I didn't get chances to freaking attack with some of my minions on my turns while this guy was playing games with pretending to be gone when he probably wasn't. Cheat monster. It's technically not against the rules actually, but probably bot nonsense doing it. People are still there.
Death itself draws near.
This world is a pyre to his glory. This world is a pyre to his glory.
He instantly knows he was making some desperate moves. He's lost. No, that was bot. That was definitely a bot. His card draw was reasonable, but his behavior was bot-like and designed to nerve and mess with people. At least it's not a card draw hacking. He's not spoofing or whatever. Just botting it up and maybe taking over for the bots. What I suspect people like this are doing, they have like 3 computers side by side, and they have a bot play each of them at different phases and matches, and they take over at certain points. Now, like, people, I'm guessing, like Bangladesh doing this, grinding up a ton of accounts and then selling them on the black market. I could be wrong. People may think I have a vivid imagination, but unfortunately I have an understanding of just how far organized crime groups will go, and terrorist groups, and sometimes just, greedy capitalists to make money. And heck, there's not much distinction between those 2 things sometimes. 3 things. All terrorists are organized crime. All organized crime is terrorists, but capitalism is just a giant organized crime system of exploiting the workers and paying them less than a share and taking all the value from the working class. And even people, and doing stuff like ripping the heart out of Social Security. So when I was a worker, I was, unbeknownst to myself, getting screwed by the Social Security disability system, not giving work credits for work done while working for a university because we're all at the mid-90s in the United States. And then you have to have a certain number of work credits, and it starts counting up from your senior year of college. But even if you're working while you're in college for the university, you're not earning work credits, so you get disabled young, you don't get disability. Even though that's a worst case scenario because you have a lot of years left to live, there's no way you'd have the savings. You really need the disability most at that age, but that's when they take it away from you. Because the government always serves interest the billionaire class and does everything it can to, the benefits are I was being screwed out of them when I was a worker. Now I'm not working class more and I'm disabled, but alright, anyways, Cryo-Frozen Champion, Yestawak Sanma, Unleash the Crockless, Haywire Hornswog, Elusive Taunt, costs 1 less for each amount of crystal you overload this game. Well, there aren't that many overload cards that are good around lately. This could be useful and wild, though. Yeah. And, of course, capitalists buy off politicians to make sure that the government does nonsense like this to hurt people. It's very, very, very much a sort of organized crime ring. Deal damage with their hero or hero power. I want to actually get those things, and I have to get around to doing a rogue. And I don't remember which decks have Cataclysm cards. I think Imbued Evolution has maybe 1. Imbued Rogue has 1. Oh well. There's also Arena mode, where we might have some. Alright, well, that'll have to be maybe later. I'm really struggling today. My long COVID, it's been a long day. So I hope you all enjoyed this. Take care of each other, be kind to yourselves, and may you always find Bang Star and lead you home. Until next time, it's the Northstar, adieu, and best luck to you all.